Griffins played a game earlier. They won 2-0. It was the 1,000th win in program history. First pitch is fouled off, and we are underway from Beard Field. A chilly afternoon, but I guess the one good thing for both sides would be the fact that as of now, there is no rain, and it doesn't look like there's any in the forecast. I'm going to knock on wood because yesterday, obviously, a lot of troubles with the rain. Parshall's second pitch is in there for strike 2, so Parshall moves ahead of Alfaro 0-2.
Yeah, it seems like today the field conditions seem to be a lot better. The grounds crew did a great job. We watched them go hard at work today, and it seems like Parshall's able to plant her leg in there and with no troubles.
Parshall deals high for ball 1.
Yeah, trying to get her to chase on that one 0-2 count. You always want them to reach and try to get themselves out with a mistake, but nice discipline there from Sage.
Fifth-year senior is Parshall, came back with COVID eligibility, and she's going to get the first batter, Alfara, swinging for a strikeout.
Just great control on the ball, great placement right where she wanted it. And, man, the heat that she throws, just absolutely incredible. Great start to this one.
Needing 139 more. That number continues to drop, and she will get that one in there for a strike. Now, we didn't have to see the field on Parshall's first at-bat as it was a strikeout, but it'll be Liana Jones in left, Lilia Crothamel in center, and Maggie Finnegan in right. In the infield, it's Michelle Leone at third, Caitlin Morrison at shortstop, Mel Coombs at second as Parshall deals another strike. Lexi Black at first base, Morgan Farah behind the plate, and as we said, it is Bailey Parshall on the mound.
Yeah, this infield is one of the best in the nation. Trust me, they will have Parshall's back throughout this one.
Parshall's third pitch of the at-bat misses low and outside for ball 1. So she started off both counts 0-2. Third pitch for both of them has been a ball, but if we're following the way the first at-bat went, this next one should be a strike.
Yeah, watch the heater here. She's going to give it everything she's got.
Pennsylvania native deals, and it's going to be grounded to second. Coombs fields, fires to Black. Tough, close play, and it will be an out.
Yeah, nice 4-3 put out there. Again, this infield, one of the best.
Wins as the first pitch from Parshall is a strike to Reve.
Yeah, great placement there, up in the corner, getting ahead in the count.
Next pitch will just miss outside for ball 1. Count all even up.
Same placement, but Parshall just missed the corner on that one. Her control has just been absolutely insane throughout the season so far.
Really not just this season either, her entire Penn State career. 138 appearances so far. Third pitch is going to be fouled back over the press box for strike 2. So Parshall in her third 1-2 count of the ball game and has a chance to get out of this first inning 1-2-3 with Nicole Reve at the plate. The lefty winds low for ball 2. Count all even up at 2 apiece.
Great fight right now for the Golden Griffins, just trying to dig into Parshall's count. And on Thursday, Parshall just had an incredible day. No hitter up until the 5th inning.
Fifth pitch of the at-bat will be fouled down. They'll do it again, 2-2. You talk about that appearance the other day against UMBC. Pitched the whole game, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, and a walk. That run did come on a home run. Bailey Parshall has allowed 3 of those so far in her 13 appearances this season.
Yeah, she's just got to keep settling in and wheel and deal here.
Pitch will miss just outside for ball 3. So now full count, 3-2 to Nicole Reve.
Great discipline from her right now, just sticking in there again, facing one of the best pitchers in all of softball right now.
Reve came into the weekend batting .302. Did not play in the first game today, and that is going to just miss outside. And Reve gets the base on balls. That was, Mike, just outside.
She wanted it. She wanted it. She checked swing. She just was able to keep.
has had a solid career for Canisius. First pitch to Fazzolari is in there for strike one. So Bailey Partial has started every at-bat here in this first inning with a strike.
Yeah, no, she's doing amazing right now. And Fazzolari, an all MAAC first team in 2022. It's going to be very dangerous here against Partial.
That pitch is going to miss high. Fazzolari laid off of it. It's Reve at first base. She got on via the walk. She's making Farah look over to her. Lefty deals. That one's going to be fouled straight back. And Bailey Partial moves ahead in the count. 1-2 now. 2 outs in the top of the first inning from Beard Field.
Partial's still having a lot of confidence, even with a runner on first base. I thought she would look over her shoulder a lot more, but she's just focusing on the batter at hand right now and doing what she can for her team.
It's led her to success. She deals, and that one ripped foul right over that Penn State dugout.
Just staying alive. That's all you got to do. Dig into this count early on, get Partial a little tired, headed into these next couple of innings, and capitalize off of that later on.
Lefty deals, and it's going to be a swinging strikeout. That's the second strikeout for Bailey Partial, and that will end the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base.
Yeah, Churchill cannot let Coombs get on here on base early on. She's one of the best in the nation that steals bases, so trust me, she gets on first, she's going for second immediately.
Saw her still a few bases the other day, and the first pitch to Coombs, she showed bunt, pulled it back, and the pitch missed for a ball. The first of Churchill's 10th appearance.
Yeah, she's been really good this season. 9 strikeouts on the year, .247 batting average against batters, and she deals one low.
This is that one low. 4-2. Coombs came into the weekend hitting .318. She went 5 for 6 on Thursday in Penn State's 2 games. And that one's going to be low and outside for ball 3.
Yeah, in that first inning against UMBC, she got on first early on with a single, and then she just took off around the bases, scoring one early for Penn State, and that's how they got off to that hot start.
Coombs showed bunt, pulled back. That pitch goes in there for a strike, thinking she may have not had the go-ahead on that 3-0 count, as Churchill had yet to find the zone in this game. Pitch from Churchill is going to miss inside on Mel Coombs, who will take the base on balls and get Penn State their first runner of the game with Churchill, like we said, in the circle. Emily Maddock at the plate. She's going to swing at the first pitch and foul it back into the netting.
Coombs has already taken a huge lead over there at first. She was almost halfway through from first to second, so expect her to steal here in this at-bat.
2 for 2 on Thursday, as we said. Those were Penn State's only games of the Penn State Softball Invitational so far. This is their 3rd and final one. As again, the weather messed up the entire weekend. Maddox shows bunt. She did not pull it back. It was a strike anyway. So now 0-2 goes Churchill on Maddox.
Yeah, just trying to get a runner scoring position early on. It's a smart play, but obviously Canisius was ready all over it. And trust me, they're going to be ready for it again here.
Pitch from Churchill is high for a ball, as Coombs for now remains at first base. No outs in the bottom of the first inning.
Canisius continues to pinch in on the corners, expecting a bunt here.
Goes off speed, going to get Maddock to hit it to second. Little bobble at second, and Maddock will be out. Coombs does move to second, as Alfaro could not come up with it cleanly. I think she was going to go to first base with it anyways. It's Caitlin Morrison, who's off to a very hot start this season. She's going to sky that one to center field. Going back towards the track, at the wall, touch 'em all. Caitlin Morrison gets Penn State on the board. They're up 2-0 early on Canisius.
Oh my gosh, he got all of that one. We were just talking about how Coombs is so dangerous on the bases. Dude, she doesn't even need to run around him.
And now it'll be Lexi Black coming to the plate as Churchill will look to recover after letting up the home run. She'll dot that one in there for strike one.
Yeah, Churchill just trying to make a statement early, just trying to calm herself down, not make herself rattle, get ahead in the count. It's a good bounce back.
Lexi Black went 4 for 6 on Thursday. She'll now fall behind 0-2 to Churchill. Came into the weekend hitting .352 with 3 home runs and 15 RBI. That RBI total is now up to 19. She was responsible for 4 RBI against Cornell and UMBC. That one is going to miss high for ball one. We keep mentioning the games. Penn State able to win 4-1 over UMBC in game 1 on Thursday. They lost 4-3 to Cornell in the nightcap of the doubleheader as Churchill deals here off speed, and Black will pop that up to the shortstop, Costin, who settles under it and gets the second out of the inning for Canisius.
Not the greatest start that you want, not the best thing in the possible world, but it's still recoverable.
First pitch to Leone is in there for strike one, as after letting up the home run, Churchill has bounced back, getting 2 in a row, or getting the out, but 2 first pitch strikes in a row, that is.
Yeah, it just shows to her confidence and ability to stick in there through the tough times. And early in this one, it's good because, they don't want to switch their pitchers late into this invitational.
Churchill, a 5th-year graduate student out of Michigan, 75th career appearance here. She'll deal that one, and it'll be in there for strike 2. So moves ahead in the count, 1-2.
Man, she just fit that one right in the corner. And again, just staying ahead in the count.
Deals, and that one will go high, evening up the count at 2 apiece.
Try to get her chase there to cap off the inning, but didn't bite, stayed disciplined, and we're ahead of the 5th pitch of the at-bat.
And now that one will be hit out into left field. Settling under it is Johnson, and that will do it for the bottom of the first inning, but not before Caitlin Morrison puts Penn State ahead 2-0. For Canisius, she pitched the entire way, all 7 innings. She also hit in that one. First pitch to Gice will be inside for ball 1. Gice 1 of 3 in Canisius's 1,000th program victory. 7 innings pitched as well, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 3 walks. And she's going to swing right past the second pitch from Bailey Partial, evening the count up at 1-1.
Yeah, she had a great day today already, and coming into this one, she's going to keep that up as Golden Griffins need to respond early and keep this game within reach.
Next pitch to Gice is also swung on and missed as Bailey Partial took something off of that one. And now it's a 1-2 count to the first baseman for the Golden Griffins.
Partial's heat is just unbelievable sometimes, and it just makes you wonder what else she can do.
And she's going to get Gice to pop this one up. Lexi Black is calling off fire. She'll make the play. A little pop out to the first baseman, and that will be the first out of the top of the second inning. But the first out. Gomez is going to ground to the second baseman. Coombs struggles with it, fires it onto Black, but Gomez will beat it out. And E4 allows Canisius to get their second base runner of the game for Gomez. Ferris 2 for 3 coming into the weekend in stolen bases, as Partial's first pitch to Costin is in there for a strike.
Yeah, again, it just shows her incredible experience, what she's been able to do throughout her career. Just stay disciplined and focus on one batter at a time.
Partial deals, and that one's going to be fouled right below our broadcast booth here at Beard Field. Mike, you think you could have caught that?
I could have. I wanted it, but a little too low for us.
That one, I was kind of surprised to see it get over the net. Had just the right angle to get over it. Usually it hits right into it, but nonetheless, Bailey Partial ahead in the count, 0-2 to the shortstop. That pitch is going to be way outside. A great play by Farah to get to that ball and keep it from getting to the backstop because Ferris looked ready to run.
Yeah, she was ready to take off right there. And, again, great play, keeping the runners not in scoring position as looks like they lost the ball and getting it back.
Yeah, ball. It was a little scuffed up. Bailey Marshall didn't like it. And they are just exchanging. The umpires getting a few more just to be ready. A few laughs being shared as well. Bailey Marshall still up in the count. It's 1-2 to Sydney Costin. Next pitch hits Costin up in the helmet, and she will make her way to first base, allowing Ferris to get to second. Now in a little bit of a pickle with just one out in the top of the second. That pitch is going to miss for ball one to Madison Berkey, the right fielder for Canisius.
Yeah, it looks like Farrell actually wanted to go to second on that one, just gunning over. And now the Golden Griffins runners taking huge leads.
Marshall gets Berkey to swing right past that one as she brought the heat. And Berkeley could not catch up to it. So now a 1-1 count.
It's tough against the lefty, I'm telling you. I used to be a lefty myself, and every time it's just hard to stick with them.
Chris Berkey's sixth at-bat of the season. She'll swing and miss at that one. She's 0 for 5 so far. Has scored 2 runs. She has 4 strikeouts to her name as well.
Well, you want to know how you get lefties, Justin? You go down and low. That's exactly what we love to get, and got her there.
Lefty deals, and it'll be strike 3, swinging strike 3 that is. Now the third strikeout for Bailey Marshall. All 3 of them swinging strikeouts.
Got to get something out of this.
It'll be the left fielder, Tiara Johnson, now making her way to the plate against Marshall, who's trying to get out of this inning unscathed. She'll throw that first pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, it comes in this one a little over 200 on the season. She's got 7 RBIs, 8 hits. So obviously she's been able to hit a couple in, and maybe she can do it here today.
Help her team that's trailing by 2. Partial miss inside with the second pitch of the at-bat. 80 career games for Tiara Johnson, 81 after this morning. And 15 RBI to her name in her senior season now. And the 5th-year senior will deal high for ball 2. So Tiara Johnson showing some patience at the plate. As Bailey Marshall continues to deal. She'll get it. Tiara Johnson a swing out of her shoes on that one. And Mike, that was just a display of that heat that Bailey Marshall can bring.
That was just a nasty pitch right inside. Got her the swing on that one. And 2-2, 2 outs here. Need to finish it off.
Marshall winds, deals strike 3, gets out of the inning with 2 straight strikeouts, and now has 4 on the game in the 2 games. She'll swing at the first pitch and foul it off into the netting right over the on-deck circle where Morgan Farah currently stands.
Yeah, 17 runs on the season coming into this invitational. So obviously with Morrison cleaning up the bases last inning, she's going to look to get on here and score another one for her team.
Finnegan tends to like the Penn State Softball Invitational. Last year, 2 walk-off hits, including the first game of the Softball Invitational. That was an extra inning victory for Penn State. And then in one of the following games, a home run, that run rule victory Cornell for Penn State. So Finnegan likes this invitational, and she'll take that pitch outside for ball 2. Now goes to 2-1.
I wonder how you know that one, Justin.
You know, I did spend a lot of time in this broadcast booth last year. And Maggie Finnegan waits the pitch. She's going to swing right through that one. 2-2.
Finnegan just swinging for the fences right now. Tried to send that one 220, but couldn't get it to go. Now 2-2 on the count.
No home runs yet this season for Finnegan after having a couple last year. She's going to sky that one out to left field. Getting under it is Johnson, running all the way down into foul territory and recording the first out of the second inning. Now up to the plate, it's Morgan Farah. Transfer here to Penn State. She's going to take that one in there for a strike. Farah was at Colgate. She's now using her 5th year of eligibility to play for the Nittany Lions. She was 0 for 3 on Thursday, looking to change things at the plate now, and she'll take that one for ball 1, 1-1 count.
Yeah, 5 for 15 come into the Invitational, 1 run, 7 RBIs, so she's been pretty impactful with the reps that she's been given.
And she'll rip that one to third, and sticking her glove up is Reve to make the catch. They call it the hot corner for a reason, and that one went to Reve at a pretty hot rate. That'll be Liana Jones making her way to the plate. Another Penn State player having a lot of success in the early going, but a little bit as of late has cooled down, has Jones. The junior from Langhorne, Pennsylvania, took the first pitch for a ball. First batter this inning to get the first pitch ball from Churchill, who deals. Jones will take that one. That one misses for ball 2.
Yeah, Churchill probably wanted that call a little more on her favor, but just missed the corner on that one. She's got to settle in here down 2-0.
Jones went 0 for 6 in the 2 games on Thursday. She's going to hit that one deep. Going back at the wall. It's gone. Liana Jones gets a home run to put Penn State up 3-0 over Canisius in the bottom of the second inning.
Her 4th home run on that one, Justin.
So now Penn State up 3-0 in the bottom of the second inning as Lilia Crothamel comes to the plate. She'll take the first pitch from Churchill low for a ball. It's the 9-hitter. Penn State has scored all 3 of their runs so far by virtue of the home run. Canisius does have someone warming up down the line in their bullpen. Can't see the number at the minute, but right now it's Churchill who deals that one for a strike.
Yeah, Churchill's just got to get through this inning, right? You got 2 outs here. Just put away the side and give your batters a chance.
For Crothamel, came into the weekend batting 152. She's going to foul that one off down the right field line, right on top of the tarp, which was unfortunately seen way too much yesterday for anyone who was here in attendance.
Yeah, it's crazy what a day makes, right, Justin? This is beautiful out today, and yesterday it was just a rainy mess here in State College.
Other than a little bit of wind, and by a little bit I mean a lot of it, as Crothamel's going to ground that one to first base, and that will end the inning as Giais fielded it and stepped on first. It's Penn State 3, Canisius 0 as Liana Jones added to the Penn State lead. We're going to move to the top of the 3rd inning right here on Big Ten Plus. Bailey Barshall still remains in the circle for the Nittany Lions. She'll deal this one to the shortstop, Morrison, who fires on to Lexi Black to get the first out of the inning, a 1-pitch out on Sage O'Faro. She grounded out to second base, her first time up. The center fielder for Canisius.
Yeah, one of our camera crew had a duck there. Watch out for those foul balls on that side.
Second pitch finds the corner on the outside for strike number 2 as Bailey Barshall moves ahead in the count. 4 strikeouts already today through just 2 innings. And now McGee Ross will fly that one out to Liana Jones, who settles under it and makes the play for the second out of the inning. Settle under it Now Partial's pitch is inside to the third baseman of Canisius, who worked a walk in her first at-bat. The only runner that Canisius got on base in the first inning. Second pitch of the at-bat. Finds the outside corner for strike one.
Oof, that one just able just to grab that corner right there. Great pitch from Partial. Again, she just seems to always either battle back to get ahead of the count, or she's just ahead in the count most of the times.
Now that one will be hit out to right field. Finnegan's going to have to move to get under it. She does, and it's a 1-2-3 quick top of the third inning in their third home game of the season. They'll be back here on Tuesday against Pitt to continue their home stretch, which includes next weekend as well.
Little in-state rivalry there for Penn State and Pitt. It's probably going to be a really, really good one here.
First pitch to Coombs was low. The second pitch is going to be popped up near the netting, and nobody's going to get there as the catcher, Fazzolari, slid trying to get it, but that one was just hit really in an awkward spot where too far for third base to come in and get it, too far for the pitcher, and Fazzolari, the catcher, who's popping up out of the catching stance, just could not get there in time.
Yeah, it kind of just seemed like whoever could get it, just go grab it. As we look at the replay, you know, you had third base charging in, pitcher charging in, catcher sliding in for it. Just a bunch of miscommunication, a bunch of just try to get Coombs out here and get the easy first out.
Still the left-hander Churchill in the circle, and she'll deal the third pitch high to Mel Coombs, the second baseman for Penn State. Worked a walk in her first at-bat, came around to score on that aforementioned Caitlin Morrison home run.
Yeah, normally Coombs has to run around the bases, as looks like the ump is arguing a call. Now they got it all figured out. But yeah, no, Coombs normally has to run on the bases to score, but that time Morrison able just to easily drive her in, and so we're still having a discussion here behind the home plate.
I believe it may be they're talking about the count.
Yeah, just clarifying a couple things.
So 2-1 count to Mel Coombs, the junior from Mechanicsville, Maryland. She's going to fly that one out to deep left field, but settling under it is Johnson as she moved closer to center field and recording the first out of the bottom of the third inning. It's a designated player, Emily Bannock, at the plate. She'll take the first pitch for a strike. Grounded out to second base in her first at-bat back in the top of the first inning, bottom of the first inning. And that pitch off speed, never dropped down.
I would say that
Churchill wanted it to.
That was going to be nasty if she got Maddock to swing on that one. I know I probably would have, but Maddock with incredible discipline there, just to hang in there and not swing at it.
She'll swing at this one, puts it at shortstop. Firing onto first is Costin and getting the out as Giais was on the other end of that throw. So quick 2 outs here. First pitch to Morrison is an off-speed pitch that finds the zone for strike one.
That's a gutsy call because you already know what Morrison's capable of, and to put that ball right where it's at, man, Churchill with the confidence still in this one.
It was a first pitch home run for Morrison in her last at-bat. Second pitch of this at-bat is also going to be in there for a strike. That's Destiny Robinson behind home plate calling balls and strikes today.
Churchill right now in a groove, just testing Morrison right now, almost challenging her to go swing at a couple of these. Wouldn't be surprised if she tries to get her to chase.
And she's going to get her to foul that one right back to the netting, so the count remains 0-2 to Caitlin Morrison.
I'm telling you, Justin, if that net wasn't there, we'd be 2 for 2 on balls today.
Hey, we both have a souvenir to take home.
Unreal.
Or to drop down the tube on top of the Penn State dugout that returns the ball back to the field of play. Pitch from Churchill, off speed, never dropped down again. And a 1-2 count now to the senior from South Park, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, she's just trying to get her to chase right there. And again, it almost worked in back-to-back at bats, but Morrison recognized the pitch and stayed home.
Morrison will take that one high and inside for ball 2. Count now even at 2 apiece. Morrison was 4 for 7 on Thursday, so now she's 5 for 8 in this Penn State softball invitational. She had an RBI, 2 runs scored as well. That's following a weekend down in Florida where she was 7 for 16. As she's going to rip that one foul way down the left field line. She was 7 for 16 at the USF tournament, 4 RBIs, 3 walks to go along with that, and just all around having a great senior campaign for head coach Clarissa Crowell and club. And Morrison will sky that one out to right field. Not as far as her first time, and Berkey is going to settle under it. So Churchill comes out this inning in 1-2-3 fashion. Struck out one of Bailey Parshall's 4 strikeouts so far today. First pitch from Parshall will be in the dirt. Check swing by Fazzolari did not go around. So it's ball 1.
Yeah, she went in the low and away. Probably was looking for the fences on that one, but stayed home and up in the count right now.
Fazzolari's going to hit that one out to right field. Finnegan's going to have to move back a few feet in front of the track, is able to put that away for the first out of the top of the 4th inning. And the first pitch to G. Ice is fouled back, and I'm telling you, if there wasn't a net there, that would have been
3 for 3.
possibly our 3rd foul ball.
Third souvenir of the day. We'd be walking home pretty happy fans right now.
G. Ice in her first at-bat grounded it to Lexi Black. And the second pitch of her second at-bat is going to put her behind 0-2.
Just right down Main Street. Parshall just knows where to put it, when to put it, and it seems like she's psychic sometimes. She just knows what the batters are thinking.
And now ripped it to Leone, who was able to make the catch. Now, that one not as hot as that one we saw earlier, but still the hot corner getting the work there as Michelle Leone puts it away for out number 2. Churchill, who bounced back, and Bailey Parshall, and now Canisius is going to come and talk to the umpire. Not exactly sure what this one is for. 2 hits. So it's Gomez, the designated player, who reached on an error by Mel Coombs. Her first time is going to foul that one into the netting behind home plate for strike number 1.
Yeah, Bailey Parshall, top of the 4th here, already 43 pitches thrown and still throwing heaters.
For Gomez, she was an MAAC All-Rookie Team honoree last year, as she is going to go too far on that one for strike 2, and Bailey Parshall in prime position for strikeout number 5.
She keeps getting ahead of the count, and right now I would say go out and chase her, but she's got the confidence just to put that thing right over the plate and make the batter swing at it.
Parshall fires up high, strike 3, strikeout number 5, and 2 straight 1-2-3 innings for Bailey Parshall as the top of the 4th comes and goes individual level, but the team wrapped it up already in terms of the team national championship. And then a big upset. Penn State women's lacrosse takes down number 14 Princeton 16-14, and an exciting game, at least it looked like it based off the updates, back and forth. And it was Kristen O'Neill yet again leading the way with 6+ goals for the Nittany Lions. Back to Beard Field, where it's now a 2-0 count to Lexi Black. Alexis Churchill is still working in the circle. Really settled down last inning following 2 innings where she let up home runs, and she'll get that one in there for strike number 1. But Mike, what do you see from Churchill last inning that really let her settle back in?
Yeah, the bottom of the first was a tough one, right, letting up those 2 runs. But the bottom of the second was a little better. you know, the home run does sting a little bit, but the fact that you still got 3 outs outside of that was impressive in itself. Then, yeah, last inning, she's just able to control everything. She's able to go through the Penn State lineup once and see what each batter is like. And, you know, these next innings may fly by here.
Lexi Black is going to swing right through that one. She was ahead in the count. 3-1. Got the green light to go, and that pitch, that was a nice pitch that could have been damage if Lexi Black connected on that one, but just couldn't as Churchill fired it past her.
Yeah, she got a little too happy with that one. And
off speed now, and Black is going to bloop it into center field. It gets down for a single. McGee Ross gets it. Coming to the plate, the third baseman flew out to right field to end the first inning, and now she'll take the first pitch here for strike number 1.
Yeah, right now to start off this inning, this is worst case scenario for the Golden Griffins. Penn State is so dangerous with runners on base, and no matter whether it's on first, second, third, trust me, they will always find a way.
Senior waits the pitch, but she swings right through that one. That pitch was high, likely would have been ball 1, but Michelle Leone went chasing it up the ladder. The runner, Lexi Black, at first base.
Churchill throwing a heat of her own right now.
A pitch from Churchill, and Leone will get that one into center field. Back-to-back singles for the Nittany Lions. And now runners on first and second with no outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It looked like she got on top of that ball too, but able to find a way into center field as Maggie Finnegan's going to show bunt. She gets it down, and that will be an error, and coming around to score is Lexi Black. Leone moves to third, and Finnegan goes to second.
Yes, a crucial drop there.
I was about to say that it was going to be a sacrifice bunt. However, an error just could not for Canisius. On third base, it's Jenna Nelson taking over, a freshman from California. And Morgan Farrer takes the first pitch for a strike.
For Penn State right now, no outs. You can obviously bunt, but I think sending one into the outfield as just pop fly or something like that is probably your base case scenario here, rather than load the bases and potentially let Canisius get a double play off.
Churchill took something off of that pitch, and Farah took that pitch for a ball. Nelson, as I said, is now on third base. She has been used in many pinch running situations throughout the 8 games she's played so far. And she has scored 5 runs and 1 stolen base as Farah goes swinging in the dirt for strike number 2. So Churchill trying to get the out with 2 runners in scoring position. And that ball is going to get by the catcher. Going to home is Nelson. Bang, bang. Play ball is out. Nelson's going to score. Finnegan coming around. She'll also score. The wild pitch results in 2 Penn State runners coming home. And it is now 6-0 Nittany Lions.
Yeah, Jenna Nelson just got in there in time, and then her cleat hit the ball out of Churchill's glove, and that just led to extra runners right there. Now Penn State just absolutely not closes the door on Canisius because we still got a lot of time left, but this inning's difficult right now for Churchill.
We're going to have to see, as we're looking at the replay, there's Nelson kicking the ball out. Obviously, it wasn't intentional, so can't rule anything there. Then you're going to see here Finnegan sliding in.
Finnegan just got in there just in time.
Farah took that pitch. It's now 3-2. I don't know if they're going to call that a wild pitch or a pass ball. We're still waiting on that ruling that allowed those 2 runners to score. No outs here in the 4th, and Farah's going to continue that as she gets a single off the shortstop Costin's glove and into left field. Penn State just clicking on all cylinders right now. It'll be Liana Jones, home run hitter, that gets to greet Kate Wiggins. Wiggins gets ready for her first pitch, and it hits Liana Jones. Another hit by pitch, and Penn State now, first 5 hitters that have come to the plate this inning have all reached base. And first and second for the Nittany Lions. Lilia Crothamel at the plate for the Nittany Lions. First pitch to Crothamel is high and outside.
Yeah, Wiggins in high school in her senior campaign, 101 batters struck out in 77 innings. You know, so, and she actually played hockey as well in high school. So she's a tough pitcher, and she's just gonna have to battle through this inning to get out of it.
Catcher throws down to second base, trying to get Jochims. Was unable to do so. That's Fazzolari behind the plate.
Yeah, she's just trying to look for an easy pickoff, just help her pitcher right now gain her confidence back without having to look over her shoulder constantly.
I actually believe that's a new catcher behind the plate. We'll get you that in a minute as Crothamel half swings it, and able to get to it is Costin for out number 1 at shortstop.
And they can build off this momentum here.
Back to the top of the order, it's Mel Coombs, who pulled back a bunt to force the infielders to come in on that one.
Yeah, one out here with a bunt, and Penn State's, runners that are, of course, dominant in speed. They can absolutely put runners in 2 scoring positions here.
We've talked about Coombs having a very good year. She's going to take that one high and tight for a ball.
Yeah, she walked in the first inning, but obviously Morrison hit her in, then she flew out in the the bottom of the 3rd. So she's looking to go up here 2-3 on the day.
Coombs, a former top 40 player in her recruiting class, will take that one outside. 3-0 count now to the second baseman for the Nittany Lions.
And right now, Penn State, again, just runners are so dangerous right now. And it doesn't matter if the ball's in play or not, or it's a bunt, as Coombs looks for one there. Honestly, if she probably stuck with it, she might have been able to lay that one down. And, she's fast herself, so she might be able to beat the throw to first, too.
And we saw the bunt from Finnegan that resulted in an error and allowed Penn State to get 2 in a scoring position that came around, as Coombs will swing and miss at that one. Count at full.
Yeah, interesting decision there to pull the bunt and swing away at it, but a difference in technique and strategy can throw the pitcher off, and that could have done some damage if she connected.
And Coombs is going to chase that one out in front as Wiggins records the strikeout. First pitch to Maddox. She's going to drive that one to center field. Sendling under it is McGee Ross, and Wiggins comes in and works 1-2-3 once she does, but not before the Nittany Lions could put 3 more runs on the board to extend their lead over Canisius to 6-0. One of 3 runners that Bailey Partial has allowed so far today. The lefty deals, and Costin shows bunt went around. Strike 1. You can see now Canisius trying to find some new ways to generate some offense. The bunt there. The bunt's worked for Penn State. We'll see if they can work for the Golden Griffins.
Yeah, the ball just hasn't landed in play, right, without a Penn State fielder being able to go underneath and get it. So what do you do now? You just try to get it in play as much as possible, with Penn State trying to maybe generate an error here and get a run on first right off the bat.
Second pitch to Costin was high, and Bailey Partial gets the sign for the 3rd pitch, and that 3rd pitch is going to be right down the middle for strike number 2. Bailey Partial looking for her 2nd consecutive strikeout as she got Rosie Gomez swinging to end the top of the 4th inning. See if she can get Sydney Costin here to start the top of the 5th. And Costin's going to send it to center field. Crothamel settles under it and records out number 1. A nice little fly out to the center fielder by Sydney Costin. Now that we see her speed, there's a chance that maybe a bunt or something.
Yeah, so it looks like we have a timeout. Music was still playing here at Beard Field. Resetting now.
First pitch will be a swinging strike as Cloutier ran up trying to hit that one.
Cloutier played 1 season in Division II softball. She was named the CIAA Rookie of the Year and earned All-Rookie and second-team honors. So
she's going to bunt that one foul down the third base line, and now 0-2 count as Bailey Marshall moves closer to getting her 6th strikeout of the ball game.
And right now for the Golden Griffins, again, got to get somebody on base here early on, and already 1 out. If you get 2 here for Penn State, it's becoming a the door's shutting right now on the Golden Griffins.
Cloutier is going to take that one just low for ball 1. Stays alive. 1-2 count. Partial against Cloutier. Cloutier, sophomore from Maryland, looking to jump start the offense, but she won't be able to as she goes swinging and missing, and Bailey Marshall records her 6th strikeout so far, and she records the 2nd out of the top of the 5th inning.
Golden Griffins, it's got to be something. It's got to be something changing the lineup, as they're trying to switch the rotation out a little bit. She put some lefties on Partial, but again, it just seems like nothing seems to be working for this team.
Tiara Johnson took the first pitch for a strike. She struck out in her last at bat. One of Partial's 6 was the senior from Pennsylvania. A little bit of a homecoming for her, and she'll take that one inside for ball 1. She was named to the MAAC All-Championship team last year, as this Canisius team won the MAAC. And Partial will deal, grounded right back to her, fires onto Lexi Black, and another 1-2-3 inning as a 1-3 put out. 6-0 score brings Penn State a little bit closer to a run rule victory. Wiggins will deal to Caitlin Morrison. She'll hit that one to McGee Ross out in center field, who looked like she was battling the sun. Was able to make the catch, though.
Nice job getting the first out.
First pitch to Lexi Black is high and outside. We can give you the final line on Alexis Churchill now that we know it. 3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 6 runs. 4 of those earned, 1 walk, 0 strikeouts. And thanks to Kate Wiggins, no more runs ended up coming around as she was responsible for 1 as she left the ballgame. 2-0 count now on Lexi Black. Who will now make it a 3-0 count as she takes that one low. And for Lexi Black, a really good start so far to this season after last season where she hit .242, 9 home runs and 30 RBI. A lot of her damage was done in the non-conference games before the Big Ten schedule rolled around, but still a formidable force in this Penn State lineup, and she's going to walk her way to first base as Wiggins could not find the strike zone at all in that at-bat.
Right now, if you're Wiggins, just focus on the batter at hand.
Leone 1 for 2, had a single last inning, and then it was Jenna Nelson pinch running for her at third. Nelson came around to score when the 2 Penn State runners in Nelson and Finnegan came on what is officially ruled a passed ball on the catcher. And now that one outside for ball 2. 2-0 as the last 6 pitches from Wiggins have missed the zone after the fly out to center field by Caitlin Morrison.
Wiggins' teammates right now just going right behind her, patting her on the back, clapping her up, just giving her all the confidence in the world right now just to get it through this inning.
Leone's going to sharply hit down the short. 6-4, and there will be no throw to 3. So just 1 out there on a fielder's choice for Michelle Leone, who will reach first base safely.
To first base, she kept it in there, limiting possibly an error there. And as we said, Penn State runners are very dangerous, so don't want anything wild going around.
Finnegan takes that one as the fan in front of us tells her good eye. 1-0 count now to Finnegan, who also had a single or sorry, she reached on the bunt, or on the error from a bunt. And now she's going to rip that one foul, nearly taking out Jeff Tilka, who's down the third base line for Penn State.
Had to jump up on that one. Almost got his feet taken out underneath of him. But, yeah, no, Finnegan definitely was one of the main causes for that absolute craziness that happened for Penn State in the bottom of the fourth, and she's looking to create even more havoc here in the top of the fifth, as there is a mercy rule here in softball. If they're up by 8, the game will end. So, obviously, Finnegan hoping to end it here for Penn State, as Wiggins just hoping to give her team another chance.
And Finnegan will pop that one up to the left side. 3 players battling the sun. Costin settles under it, and Wiggins is able to work around the walk in the fielder's choice and retire the side.
Yeah, Cesar Alfaro struck out in the first, ground out in the third, looking for her first hit of the day. She takes 0-1 right now.
Took that one for a strike, 0-1 count, as the Golden Griffins need to get something going. Again, down 6 runs. It's going to be hard against Bailey Parshall. We've talked about how good Bailey Parshall has been in her career for Penn State, as she gets Alfaro to foul that one down the left field line. And just to, say it again, Bailey Parshall, this is her 138 or 139 appearances after the other night. An ERA that's now less than 234, over 600 innings pitched, over 670 strikeouts, and she's going to deal here high. She entered the season with 607 career strikeouts. She had 70 coming into the series. We talked about her getting them the other night. And she is top 10, or at least came into the season top 10 in wins, shutouts, complete games, innings pitched, and saves for Penn State. And she's going to get another strikeout there to get Alfaro chasing.
What's that, 7 strikeouts now for her? Craziness right now.
If I counted up the Ks on my book correctly, you would be in fact correct by saying 7 strikeouts.
I normally am.
And she got a strike here for first pitch to McGee Ross.
Yeah, she's just been doing this all day, just getting ahead in the count right now, and she's 0-2 right now.
Well, she continues to get ahead in the count, 0-2 on McGee Ross, who's 0 for 2 today in a ground out to second base and a fly out to left field. Marshall gets the sign, and McGee Ross just gets that off of the end of the bat, fouled it back into the netting, and stays alive. 0-2, 1 out on a very sunny day in Happy Valley. Complete contrast to last night.
Yeah, we've been saying it a lot, and, it's pretty windy out there. And honestly, credit to Bailey Parshall and all the pitchers pitching today.
Off speed, strikeout there for Bailey Parshall. Strikeout number 8, that is, second straight one, as she's 2 outs now in the top of the 6th. Canisius was out playing hacky sack in the outfield through the rain, and now no more no-hitter for Bailey Parshall, as getting on base, but getting thrown out at second is Nicole Reve. Just getting a little bit too much, trying to get too much there, and this inning goes 1-2-3 in an unconventional way. We're going to move to the bottom of the 6th inning now.
It's just been incredible for them today.
That one in there for a strike to Morgan Farrer, the catcher for Penn State. You talk about Lilia Crothamel, and she was a Big Ten all-defensive team member last year. She just made 1 error out in center field last year, and that was one heck of a throw from her. And now Morgan Farrer takes another pitch. This one is a ball to even the count at 1-1.
If that's not on some ESPN softball top 10 play of the week, I'm going to be pretty upset about that.
That was a great throw by Lilia Crothamel. Has made tons of plays in that outfield for Penn State over her career with the Nittany Lions. Now in her 5th season with those Nittany Lions, 5th and final. And speaking of 5th-year players, it's Morgan Farrer in a 2-1 count now. Now she played her first 4 at Colgate, playing her 5th again here at Penn State. And she's been getting a lot of playing time as of now, or at this point in the season. Cassie Lindmark Penn State's catcher from last season, has not appeared since late February for the Nittany Lions, and Morgan Farah has taken the catching role on in the absence of Lindmark. That one will be in there for strike two. Full count now. Feels like it's been a while since we've seen a full count. A lot of counts. Penn State attacking earlier, just getting the walk on 4 pitches. Not too many full counts in this game as Wiggins deals. And it'll be way high, and she took something off there, and I think she lost grip. And we talked about the weather. We talked about the cold. Liana Jones already has a home run today and then reached on a hit by pitch. She's going to take the first pitch here for a strike with Morgan Farah at first base for the Nittany Lions. Liana Jones, it was a solo shot back in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That one extended the Penn State lead to 3. It's up to 6 now, 6-0 as that one bounces in for ball 1.
Seems like they're just trying to pitch around her right now, not give her any chance of putting Penn State up by 8 right now. And it's a smart play, but also putting 2 runners on base. Again, as we've talked all day about, just the stealing ability from Penn State and the base running that they have. It's dangerous.
Jones will take that one high for ball 2. You talked about pitching around Liana Jones potentially, and I was going to say that would bring up Lilia Crothamel, but standing in the on-deck circle right now for Penn State is Maddie Gordon, so pinch hitter situation coming up after this Liana Jones at bat. Jones awaits the pitch from Wiggins. It comes, and that one fouled over our heads here in the broadcast booth. Mike, I'll tell you that one we were not going to be able to get unless your arm would have been able to grow about 15 feet.
I could have done it, I think. I think I've got a vertical with that. But, yeah, no, hopefully a lot of people parked away from the stadium today. At least that's what I do. Don't want a broken windshield here.
Speaking about your vertical, as now Liana Jones in a full count. Penn State basketball team in the round of 32 tonight against Texas, just about 7 p.m. Eastern time. Nittany Lions looking to make it to the Sweet 16. They were able to knock off Texas A&M the other night in commanding fashion. And now Liana Jones in commanding fashion grounds that one to third. Sliding play, throws on to first. Was Reve making up maybe for her error on the base paths. For Penn State.
Yeah, 0 for 6 on the season, 4 runs, no RBIs, but 3 for 3 on steals, so that kind of seems like a decision just to get her on base.
She's going to hit that one out to deep left field, but settling under it is Johnson and getting the out. And Farah forced a throw in that went away from the cutoff at shortstop, but fielding it at third was Reve. And the first pitch to Mack is low for ball 1.
Great first pitch there. Stay home, stay in, battle throughout this one. And, you know, right now for Wiggins, just keep taking these batters one at a time right now.
Wiggins has done a really nice job since coming in the 4th inning to replace Churchill. She's going to fire this one. Amanda Mack goes swinging. And 1-1 count to the infielder for Penn State.
Yeah, it seems like right now Wiggins is in a world of her own, just keeping these Penn State base runners at first and second, and just dealing with the batters that she's got right in front of her.
And Mack's going to drive that one out to the left field wall. That hits off the wall. Farah rounds third and goes home. Mack rounds first and goes to second. And now it's 7-0 as Amanda Mack is now 1 for 1 on the season with an RBI double.
Penn State crowd going absolutely nuts here now. How can you not? Mack just absolutely great hit right there. Just a couple feet right there from being a home run, as it looks like a pinch runner is going to come in for Mack.
53, that's 37 for 146, 18 RBI, 24 strikeouts to 13 walks.
6 RBIs on this season, so another chance to get one here.
And she's going to sky that one to center field. Going under it is McGee Ross. And ending the 6th inning for Canisius as Marcotte lines out to center field. Not before Penn State could get a run on an Amanda Mack RBI double.
So just all around impressive day. This is what you want if you're a Penn State coach.
It's Hannah Hagerman who came in for Gianna Fazzolari after that pass ball. Hagerman just 0 for 2 on the season. This is her first at bat today. And she took the first pitch from Bailey Partial low. And she's going to go swinging and chasing out of the zone for strike one.
Whew, got her swinging there. That was an incredible pitch from Bailey Partial. Again, she's done it all day long. And even in the late stages of this one, after battling through everybody, she's still doing it.
And she's going to go off speed and get Hagerman to swing and miss at it. A sophomore from Binghamton, New York. Speaking of Binghamton, they were a team that we were supposed to see here at the Penn State Softball Invitational this weekend, but all of their games were canceled, as this will end the Invitational following this game, as that pitch was low and outside for ball two. Just a wacky weather weekend that saw Sunday's slate of games move to Thursday. A few games played on Thursday, then yesterday just one game played for the rain. And Bailey Partial is going to find the inside corner for strike number 3. Another strikeout for Queen Bee. And that's the first out in the top of the 7th inning.
I mean, just bow down to the queen right now. She's just absolutely on fire. She continues to put out batters. 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter.
9 strikeouts for Partial. She'll start this at bat to Morgan Gies with a ball. Gies has 0 for 2 on the day. Put out by Lexi Black at first base, and then a line out to the third baseman, Leone. And she'll take the second pitch as well for ball 2. So Bailey Partial has started both hitters this inning with first pitch balls, but obviously, as we saw against Hagerman, able to fight back with it. And that one will also be a ball. I must say I did make a mistake. It is a 2-1 count. That second pitch was, in fact, ruled a strike.
Yeah, right now, Partial. Again, we talked about how great she's been throughout her career. As that one pops up and Justin tries reaching for it. We've got a window in front of us, so he cannot. But, whoa, that would have made our 4th time almost having a ball there.
We would have each gone home with 2.
We might want to ask if we can open up the window next time. But, you know, Partial, actually 13 months ago to this date, she had that perfect game back in 2022. So, another great one here today, and she delivers high and in.
And Gies will reach on a hit-by pitch from Bailey Partial with 1 out here in the final frame. That pitch is going to be high.
Yeah, with that heat, she's trying to make it double digits there, Justin. And right now, she's got to settle in and just recognize that she's got to finish this one out. Got 1 out already. Trust your infielders to help you out there. And
second pitch of the at-bat is a ball. Looked like it had hit the zone, but Madison Seidel came up to chase Milano back to first base, excuse me. And now Partial's next pitch is fouled right back behind home plate for strike number 1.
yeah, it fell back onto the glass, made a huge bang there. But right now, Canisius again, looking for something to build on. Headed forward as they verse Syracuse later this week, and it's gonna be an interesting matchup between those two.
Now that one misses inside for ball 3. A 3-1 count for Rosie Gomez. Bailey Partial just 1 walk so far today. Does have 2 hit-by pitches, though, including the previous one on Gies.
Yep, and as we mentioned earlier on, Penn State's going to move on from this one and go versus Pitt next week. And obviously in-state rivalry there. So 2 really good games coming up for both these squads.
Will be Pitt on Tuesday afternoon, coverage that you can find right here on Big Ten Plus as well. And then next weekend, Penn State gets their Big Ten slate started against Iowa here at Beard Field. As this pitch is going to be swung out to right field. Finnegan chases after it as her hat falls off, able to make the play for the second out of the 7th inning.
Well, the speed she was going at, yeah, that hat flew right off.
It looked like that ball was going to drop down sooner than it did, and I thought Finnegan might have to go diving to get it, but she was able to chase after it. I think it got hung up there, as that first pitch of this at-bat is a ball to Sydney Costin. The last chance for the Golden Griffins, who are down by 7 in the 7th frame, and that one fouled back, and that would have been ball number 5.
Unreal. Need to open up this window, man, I'm telling you.
Well,
but
we would also need to get the netting down, too, which I don't think
yeah, we're not getting that to happen. Oh, well. But, you know, great play by Finnegan over in right field. It's just been one of many. And as you said, if she made that diving catch, I wouldn't be surprised. There have been so many crazy plays in this one, and it's really been a good day for Penn State here.
And Partial goes high for ball 2. 2-1 count, 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning as Bailey Partial looks to complete yet another complete game for the Nittany Lions. 50 complete games after the other day's complete game for her, and she's going to do it again as this one is popped up to the left side. Settling under it is Leone, and it's another complete game shutout for Bailey Partial as Penn State dominates Canisius 7-0 here in the final game of the Penn State Softball Invitational. And Mike, just all around, great performance for the Nittany Lions.